Hi, Carolyn. What are some things that you liked about the way your team played against Michigan State the last time you faced off against them?
um, well, we liked our response in the second half. I don't think we played our best game against Michigan State the first time at all. I'm excited to see how we can adjust game plans and come in there. I thought we did a good job attacking off some ball screens in the second half, out of their hedges and whatnot. But it'll be a completely different game plan for us the second time around. So I'm excited to see how our team pays attention and focuses in for postseason play.
All right, go ahead, Justin. Justin, you're muted.
Okay, there we go. Hey, Carolyn, how about the reflecting on this past year? What's been the biggest pleasant surprise from 2020, 2021, whether it be like a team or an individual player or something like that?
Yeah, I thought our team did a great job, weathering the storm of COVID and making sure that they were doing what they were supposed to do in the bubble, and just really helping each other out through these hard times. In terms of basketball wise, I think our culture is night and day from where we were last year. Obviously had, 5 more wins than we had last year in conference. So, 6 times as much as we had last year. Now I know it's baby steps and we all want it to happen quicker than it is, but I think we're light years from where we were last year, just in terms of our spacing, our IQ, our understanding, our camaraderie, our chemistry. And we're excited to continue to build off that.
Technically, did you change anything coaching wise, like in terms of how to utilize your bench or what to do in practice from year one to year two? You had a lot of time during the pandemic to think about things, and everything seems pretty well oiled this year.
I think it's just obviously, your team better than year one. Their strengths and weaknesses, what they can handle, what the best sets and the best defense are going to be for your personnel. I think year one, you're learning a lot about, the players that you inherited and trying to figure out how to put the pieces together in a short amount of time. But, this squad is gone through a lot, not only with injuries, but COVID. And I think we've weathered the storm. And I think the future is bright for what we're trying to do here.
McKenna Maurice has been fantastic in terms of development from year one to year two, pretty much a 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. But how do you get the great McKenna Maurice, like the 20-point triple double one? Because it seems like, Carolyn, and you know this, and I know it too, when she plays really, really well, you have a chance to beat elite teams in the Big Ten. So what are you seeing in like pregame warmups or practice? What makes her really great?
I think when she's focused and locked in, she can play with the best of them, and she's got to be confident. She's got to understand the ball screen reads and what other teams are trying to take away from her. And obviously, majority of the game plans are going to be to take her out of the game, and get the ball out of her hands. And she just got to keep developing on her IQ and on her reads. But going into the conference tournament, it's going to be about confidence. It's going to be about preparation, and doing your work early. And I'm excited for her because I think you'll see a drastic different McKenna than you did against Minnesota last year at Indianapolis.
Who's the best leader on this team? Like, who's the player the coaching staff walks in and everybody's kind of already been policed by their teammates?
Yeah, Anna Camden right now has absolutely stepped in that role for us. She's our culture driver. She's our positive influencer, and just really trying to move this culture in the direction that we want and buying into that every day.
And last one for me, what's the progress with Leilani Kapanis and Kelly Jaycott in terms of their rehab?
Yeah, both of them are crushing it. Leilani is, done a phenomenal job with the strength coach and with Heather, and just getting her body back to being right. And Kelly's right on track, and everything's looking good for both of them.
All right, go ahead, Connor.
Hey, Coach. This year, you guys are starting the Big Ten tournament with that first round bye. How important is taking that first game off to potentially making a bigger run in the tournament?
Well, I think, our progression as we take over this program and rebuild is obviously first and foremost to move up, and beat the teams ahead of you and kind of get to the middle of the pack. Obviously, we're in the direction of doing that. So, I was pleased with the wins that we had of the teams that were above us last year, but now we got to figure out how we can beat the Michigan States, how we can beat the Indianas. So I'm excited for 2 more opportunities to potentially be able to play both those teams.
Go ahead, Pat.
Hey, Coach. I know you sort of mentioned the development of your team over the past year. Can you just sort of talk about what the next step is that you think for your program?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this summer is going to be huge for us this off season. Obviously, skill development, getting bigger, faster, stronger, understanding that we need to improve our IQs as basketball players and kind of continue to grow in that department. Obviously, we're adding more pieces to the puzzle this off season, which I think will drastically help as we continue to kind of shuffle up our roster and continue to bring more tools to our toolbox. But biggest thing is just going to be getting in the gym and getting after it, getting work in, and that's the only way you can beat the teams ahead of you is to earn it, and that's what we're going to do.
Thank you.
All right, anything else for Coach? Hold on one second, Joe just joined. Go ahead, Justin.
What do you want to see from Cash this time around in the Big Ten tournament?
Yeah, I mean, Cash has got to be locked in and she's got to be focused for us. She's got to be back to, that dominant low post player who's grabbing rebounds, who's finishing down low at a high rate and finishing her free throws. But biggest thing for her is her composure. She's got to be a veteran leader for us, and she's got to lead this young group and stay composed no matter what happens through adversity. And I believe she's ready, and I believe she can do that for us.
All right, any other questions for Coach? Perfect. We will let Coach go then.
Awesome.
Everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Stay safe.
Yeah, safe travels.
Do.